If you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. Sometimes, the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes. I encounter one example after another of how relative truth is. Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars. All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. Sometimes life is too hard to be alone, and sometimes life is too good to be alone. I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him. Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. 10 seconds, that's all it takes for life to throw you a curveball. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Do not take life too seriously. You will never get out of it alive. The good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. Once you bid farewell to discipline, you say goodbye to success. Only he who has no use for the empire is fit to be entrusted with it. Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. A lion chased me up a tree, and I greatly enjoyed the view from the top. People say that life is the thing, but I prefer reading. It's faith in something and enthusiasm for something that makes a life worth living. Être dans le vent, c'est avoir le destin des feuilles mortes. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. The only way you can know where the line is if you cross it. From a certain point onward, there's no longer any turning back. The space under the sky is occupied by all things in their unity. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. What you do is what matters, not what you think or say or plan. Everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Most often, you don't own your own mind. You borrow it from society. You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while. Because people don't have wings, we look for ways to fly. It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. It is better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep. But man's duty is to try and endeavor. Success depends upon chance and environments. Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses. Those whose upper and lower ranks have the same desire are victorious. In my heart's most secret place, I pity them as angels do. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. Leaders are limited by their vision rather than by their abilities. Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice. You don't put your life into your books. You find it there. I saw a star. I reached for it. I missed. So I accepted the sky. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite. Go slowly, so that you do not bite your tail by accident. People wealth consists upon their freedom, individual resources, and good social life. I is for integrity. Be honest with yourself and others. Home is where somebody notices when you are no longer there. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. If you're waiting until you feel talented enough to make it, you'll never make it. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Just because it's fiction doesn't mean it's any less true. Create your own miracles. Do what you think you cannot do. The most important decision you make is to be in a good mood. The money you make is a symbol of the value you create. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. Speak to me. I will spend my lifetime trying to understand you. Just go with it, he thought. You won't figure out anything if you give in to fear. Life is an essay you yourself have to write, start to finish. A conscious human is driven by their conscience, not popular opinion. Things don't happen for no reason. They happen to teach you something. There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite. It takes greater faith to dance in the dark than to rest in light. Imagining something is better than remembering something. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. Enchantment lies in everyday moments if you are observant. Everything you do doesn't have to be seen or heard. Your life has a limit, but knowledge has none. If you use what is limited to pursue what has no limit, you will be in danger. You have made the moon, the jester said. That is the moon. Once you stop learning, you start dying. There's no greater show on earth than observing human nature. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. Never feel guilty or ashamed for the mistakes of others. A lack of clarity could put the brakes on any journey to success. If you believe you can, you might. If you know you can, you will. A battering ram can knock down a city wall, but it cannot stop a hole. Different things have different uses. Every team has its weakness, and every team has its strength. If everyone wants to be somebody, I want to be somebody else. Our fingerprints don't fade from the lives we've touched. I'd rather die while I'm living than live while I'm dead. We can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. In business, professionalism is not a tactic, but a moral value. Stop leaving and you will arrive. Stop searching and you will see. Stop running away and you will be found. The only real battle in life is between hanging on and letting go. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. When you procrastinate, you become a slave to yesterday.